You know, I was sitting back in the dressing room, just relaxing, eating all these nachos that they have for the comics, and I noticed the bucket that I was pulling these nachos out of had a nuclear waste sticker on the side of it. Now, that didn't really scare me very much because I rinsed the bucket out, so now it's perfectly safe to show you. In fact, I could probably place this bucket right over my head. No danger whatsoever. Safe. Just an ordinary bucket. I don't really feel very well now. Do I look pale? I wrote that. Well, I just happen to like cartoons a little too much. Do you remember this cartoon? Look out! We're gonna hit the wall!
It's Comedy Tonight with our guests Rita Rudner, Chris Rush, the amazing Jonathan, and that lucky strike girl Lana Kazbod. Some of America's brightest comics, and who knows what else. Now, here's your host, Bill Boggs.
Thank you. I'm grateful. Grateful. I am. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Comedy Tonight. Now, I know what you're wondering. You're wondering about that lucky strike girl. Well, here she is, Lana Kazbod. That's right. We're going to be seeing more of her later in the program. Our first guest tells us she was not the class clown when she was in high school. In fact, she was so quiet that even though she had perfect attendance, she was voted class absentee. Here is Rita Rudner.
Thank you, Bill. That's right. I was always very quiet. I was a quiet child. And no, I wasn't. I was boring. Whenever we played doctor, the other children always made me the anesthesiologist. Really, all I had were two friends, and they were imaginary. And they would only play with each other. Also, I always thought I was adopted when I was growing up. I guess a lot of kids think that, but I just don't look anything like anyone in my family, you know. I look a little like my grandmother now, because I have brown hair and blue eyes, and she has blue hair and brown eyes. That's my mother's mother. She's a very tough cookie, really. She buried 3 husbands. 2 of them were just napping. We're not a real close family anyway. Once every 5 years, we have a family picnic. Wherever we all are, we eat outside. My dad is a lawyer. He's semi-retired, though, so he doesn't practice anymore, but he still sends people bills. He's a very smart man. He's a little absent-minded. Like, he used to do things like when I was a little kid, he would throw me up in the air and answer the phone. He's not the most athletic man in the world. He just took up a sport. Yes, he took up bird watching. He bought binoculars and a bird. My mother, I guess there's really only one way to describe my mother. There's a very old saying, I don't know if you've heard it. Neurotics build castles in the air and psychotics live in them. My mother cleans them. She used to exaggerate a lot. Like, well, for instance, she used to tell me she had natural childbirth. I recently found out it was her own version of natural childbirth. Before they knocked her out, she took off her makeup. I don't know. It's hard. I don't understand natural childbirth. It's backwards. It seems like everybody's taking drugs except when they need them. My friend is having big problems because she's pregnant and her husband wants to have natural childbirth and she doesn't. So he's been going to those classes by himself. This is true. They're trying to put warning labels on liquor now that say, caution, alcohol can be dangerous to pregnant women. I think that's ironic. If it wasn't for alcohol, most women wouldn't even be that way. Growing up is so difficult. I remember how much I hated high school because basically I hated my hair. And I wanted it straight so much I used to ask my mother to iron it. She hated to iron. She used to put me in the hamper and leave me there for weeks. But nobody's ever happy with what they have. People with curly hair want straight, and people with straight want curly, and bald people want everyone to be blind. See, I wasn't popular in high school, which is the problem. It wasn't that no one asked me to the prom, it was that no one would tell me where it was. Sexually, I was very ignorant. Other kids were covering up their hickeys. I was painting mine on. Everybody said, "What does Rita have on her forehead?" The worst thing about high school was that I didn't make the cheerleading team. I know it was awful. For the tryouts, we had to write our own cheer. And I just don't get that excited. I wrote, "If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose." Really, you could deal with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Look how
Yeah, I know. It's nice to finally be alone with you.
I hope we're not alone. I hope people are watching.
Well, maybe they are.
Oh, I
How
hope
about one of
so.
those kicks? Rita was a dancer before
You
she was...
really want
Just
one?
a quickie. Yeah.
Okay. Arm, iron, shoot.
That's a kick. And we're going to be back in the audience.
You know, we love to go into our Comedy Tonight audience. People come from all over to be with us, and tonight I'm searching for somebody who may be celebrating something, an anniversary. Let's see, who's celebrating something? Let's see some hands. You, stand up, will you? Hi, what's your name?
Ed Block.
Ed Black, what do you do?
I'm a beer salesman. 15 years ago today.
15 years ago today, you began work as a beer salesman?
Yeah.
What kind of beer do you sell?
Budweiser, Heineken, Michelob, Longrad.
Has this been sort of hurt your family and social life, this job of yours?
Under a lot of pressure all the time.
Well, what? What's an example of something like that?
My wife, kids don't talk to me anymore.
15 years, you're going to get out of the business?
I think so. Maybe go into the clam business.
Thank you. Listen, good luck. A good 15 years. That's nice. Now look, somebody else is celebrating something. That's nice. You're celebrating?
I am.
What are you celebrating?
It's a very special anniversary.
Wait, not another one. What's going on here? What's the anniversary? What happened?
4 years ago, I had the first pig heart transplant.
Pig heart transplant? What happened? Hey, wait a second.
Great success.
I can tell that. Would you
No
like to
side effects.
Would you like to meet this
I'm
gentleman?
not too happy.
Well, sit down, take a break, and maybe you two can get together later in the program. I think this has been a very good introduction for our next guest, who is from Detroit, Michigan, and he calls himself the madman of comedy, the amazing Jonathan.
Thank you very much. Walking around New York today, you got quite a town here. Lots of bargains. I got this new jacket for... Damn! This is brand new. I don't believe this. Don't you hate when this happens? Well, I'd like to open with a juggling trick. You know, I used to start out doing kids shows. Kids constantly screaming, "I saw how you did that, I saw," driving me nuts. glad to see that. But I'm all right now. I love children now. I even have one of my own. After all these years, who would have thought? Excuse me. Jump! Jump for it! Come on, jump for it! Sorry you had to see that. You know, this cameraman here, do you have a handkerchief? Go like this, then. You have something hanging on. Thank you. Oh, it's really quite distracting when you're trying to do a show. No, it's 1984, and I think it's time that magicians kept up with what the heck's going on nowadays. That's why I'd like to show you a little punk magic, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, we'll still be pulling rabbits from the hat. We'll be doing it a little differently. Pull! What you're about to see is the most disgusting thing you'll ever see. Do I have your permission to be as sick as I want?
Yeah.
I'm going to eat a double-edged razor blade. No, don't try stopping me.
Go for it.
Go for it. Well, all right. Are they sharp? Or have you dulled the blades like some wimpy magicians? They are sharp blades. Number one. By the way, I'm going to be eating not one, but 5 razor-sharp blades. 4. 5 would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? Number 1. Thought I was kidding, didn't you? These taste like shick. Number 2. Don't try this at home either. I'm a pro. I've done this for 10 years without so much as a nick. Or now. Number 2. I like to do this for kids' birthday parties. Now I'm going to eat a spool of thread. Not the whole spool, that would be stupid. Here goes. A thread cut. I'm all right. Now watch. We'll be right back.
Chris Rush and top model Lana Kazbod are coming up next. Accommodations provided by Lowe's Summit Hotel in New York, the ideal Eastside location for business or pleasure. For reservations, call toll-free 1-800-223-0888.
Okay, we're going to be talking with this beautiful model, Lana Kazbod, in just a moment. But, Lana, you were probably just wondering, where is the next generation of bald comedians coming from?
I was really worrying about
Curious
that.
about it. Well, don't worry anymore, because the answer is Brooklyn, the hometown of our next guest, Chris Rush.
Hello. Nice to be here tonight. You gotta forgive me if I look a little tired. My girlfriend got a new tape deck. Last night, she made me watch all the Amityville horror movies after reading the book. They swear in every movie that's a real haunted house. I don't know. In the book, the guy says, on the third night, in the left wing of the house, hundreds of pounds of unknown green slime started dripping out of the wall. All right, I'm open-minded. I'll believe that bull. But in the next line, the guy says, it tasted funny. You find unknown green crud dripping out of the wall. You're over there with a Ritz cracker? Sounds a little illogical to me. I'd like to go to a party over at a guy's house. So yeah, the dip's in the next room. Suck it off the wall, have a good time. Why are we so eager to believe the bizarre stuff? UFOs. Everybody believes in UFOs. Hardly anybody sees them. People in big cities never see them. It's always a guy named Buford from Possum Hole, Georgia. Yeah, it come down in the North 40. Looked like a big frisbee with Christmas lights on it. This amoeba come out, raped the chicken, and left. It was a horror. Mainstream science is amazing enough. Some people think nowadays science is so amazing it never makes a mistake. Occasionally it makes a tiny one. Remember when Mount St. Helens first blew up with the force of 5 hydrogen bombs? 2 weeks before that volcano detonated, they asked a group of scientists in the area about the status of the volcano. The scientists said, it's cool. We got mini seismographs all around it. Laser beams shining from satellites onto mirrors that detect the slightest motion of liquid magma. That mountain's cool. Then they went to a 97-year-old dairy farmer named Zeke in the area, asked him about the mountain. Farmer went, see that big bulge on the mountain? See the way the cows are trying to get in the station wagon? That's some a bitch gonna blow up. And he was right. Of course, science is amazing. They're creeping up on wiping out world hunger. Of course, right now, rock and roll seems to be doing a little bit more. That's amazing. To get Americans motivated to fight hunger. The average American does not know true hunger. We don't know gut hunger. We know psychological hunger. You know how I know? Once to lose weight, I fasted for 30 days. Not myself. I went to one of those little obesity groups. Mostly ladies. Very courageous ladies. But some of these ladies were big. Some of the bigger ladies had little people orbiting them. And no matter how hungry I was on that fast, I would not eat my unfavorite foods. And everybody here tonight has 1 or 2 unfavorite foods. Liver. I would rather eat a nice piece of poodle doo-doo than liver. Then there's my least favorite food, tongue sandwich. How can you really enjoy something that tastes you back? You go, the sandwich goes, Thank you very much.
That's good rush. Thank you. Tongue sandwich. All right, our next guest has a wonderful sense of humor, and she can be seen in magazines all around the world. Here's Lana Kazbod. It's nice to have you with us.
Thank you.
You are now the Lucky Strike girl, which I showed the picture at the beginning of the program, where you're saying, light my lucky, light my lucky. Have you been recognized very much because of this?
Yeah, a lot of times, as a matter of fact.
Where, for example?
Well, the first one to recognize me was my butcher.
Your butcher? Was he grinding meat at the time when you walked in?
No.
What did he say?
Well, he said, I know you've been doing this ad. And then he brought it in and
How about all the situations where, as a model, you have to change your clothes? Have there ever been like a crazy or difficult situation like that?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah. I think the worst was when I was doing an assignment in Hamburg.
Germany, right?
In Germany.
What was the assignment? What were you supposed to be modeling?
I was doing lingerie, garter belts and little bras. And I had to change.
Wait, how many garter belts?
One at a time, but you had to change because you have a lot of different shots.
Garter belts and little bras.
Very small.
So where did you have to go to change?
In a little Volkswagen, in the middle of a street, right during lunch hour.
How did that affect the Germans?
Well, they very, very well brought up. They stopped eating in the street.
That was it. A garter belt stops eating in Germany.
Yeah.
I think I got it. How about the special looks, for example, that you have to look into the camera? Like, for example, do you have a specific kind of, there's a camera that tries a pleasant look?
Oh.
Give it to us. All right. How about a sexy look?
I've been trying to do that all night long.
I noticed a little bit, I think. What about the most difficult job that you ever had to do?
Modeling furniture, I think.
How do you model furniture?
Well, you stand up, and you kind of go
this
behind
is
it.
in other words, this is the thing they want to sell.
You go.
You hold that pose like that, right? What's just one other thing I wanted to just show this. Is this the basic shot that gets you your work?
It helps a lot of people. Yeah.
Why were you eating this strawberry like this?
An accessory.
I understand. At least. Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll have more right after this. Okay, thanks to the guests. Lana, keep on modeling. Where are you headed next?
I'm staying right here.
Right, we're going to be in that seat for the next show? Oh, that's nice. Rita, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Amazing. Watch yourself doing those tricks.
I will on TV, Bill.
Careful.
You watch yourself on TV only, right? Chris, thank you very much. People want to know, why do you have a bald head? Why did you shave your head?
When I was a kid, when I was born, my mom was frightened by a cantaloupe. Since then.
That started it? Really?
Actually, I did it for vanity reasons. I was going bald on top. I didn't have, like, bones sticking out, but I had a definite plague. At night, you hear the hairs in the middle of my head saying, bring out your dead, bring out your dead.
Oh.
And I had bizarre hair that kind of stuck out on the side. So what am I going to do, get a rubber nose and a horn?
No, I can understand.
The bozo look, no good.
How's your mouth, by the way, after this reading?
Sensuous, Bill. Don't you think?
I'd rather look at Rita's. Rita, how are you doing?
I'm a little, I'm never real well when I'm this close to a model.
Oh.
But
Didn't you ever consider a career in modeling, in addition to ballet and comedy?
no, well, they didn't consider me. I considered me, but they didn't.
How about you? You're a good-looking guy. Don't you think you'd like to do that?